Hello everyone. We are going to talk about the latest update of a ComfyUI custom node called the ComfyUI If AI Tools. Previously, we have talked about this tool. It's a very cool tool that you can use to boot up any locally hosted large language model on your machine, or right now, they have enabled LM Studio. They have also included OpenAI using ChatGPT and the ability to use a Claude 3 API key to retrieve their large language models, working together with the diffusion model, which is the stable diffusion model we are always playing around with. Now, this ComfyUI node has recently received a major update with many new features. They have created text-to-speech nodes and also, okay, so this is the one, the text-to-speech node, and they have also included the whisper node, which is similar to text-to-speech again. Additionally, they have the DreamTalker node, which I'm looking forward to testing in the next video. It's like a talking avatar using your audio and one image, and you can make that character talk. So that is basically it for the recent update of this tool. But then there are core features of the AI tools that we have talked about in previous videos here. You guys can check out those videos by going back to the previous videos on this channel. We have talked about how to install, how to create a workflow, how to allow the large language models to read an image, and give you some text prompts in a stable diffusion style that you can use to generate images and also use for videos. But then, right now, they have also created a very cool ollama supported language model, which I talked about in my large language model channel. Llama 3 was just released previously, like recently this month, and it has a surprising number of parameters, similar in size to competing AI models out there. And right now, the author has fine-tuned the Llama 3 model, which is really cool, using a 50K dataset to fine-tune the Llama 3 model for stable diffusion prompting. And I believe it can also work for other kinds of diffusion models as well, because once you work it up for clip vision and transform the image noise into understandable text prompts, there should be no problem using it with other diffusion models. So that is basically it. Today, we are going to use the fine-tuned version of Llama 3, which is this one, SD Prompter Maker QPomper 4KM. We are going to copy this download prompt, which is going to be run in Ollama, and then we are going to update our config in the AI tools. I see some new features coming up here that we have specified, like an agent style to reply to your prompts with, different usages of it. So let's proceed with it here. On our desktop, we have to first download this Llama 3 model. We have to use Ollama to download this Llama 3 model. First, we need to go to the command prompt and type ollama serve, which will boot up your Ollama server. Now, if you need guidance on how to install Llama and cover the basic setup, you can refer to my other videos, specifically the Llama installation on Windows video in my other large language models channel. You can check it out there. But then, let's go back here. After we boot up the Ollama server, we need to create another instance to download and work on the Ollama prompt with the Llama 3 model downloaded here. So let's do it here. By default, we need to type ollama run impact frames on llama 3 EFI SD. This is the specific fine-tuned model by impact frames, the author who created this model, and the custom node we're discussing. You can download the Llama 3 in Llama, but this one is different. This is the default Llama 3 released by Meta AI. And of course, you can check out my Llama 3 release videos where I talk about Llama 3. I'll link all these videos in the description below so you can check them out as well. By default, the smallest size is the 8 billion parameter model, which is the basic smallest one. They also have the 70 billion parameter model, and an upcoming 400 billion parameter model will be released. However, let's not focus on those larger models for now. Realistically, running the 8 billion parameter model is sufficient for stable diffusion prompting. But then, we need to remember to use this command to download this fine-tuned Llama 3 model, to work along with the ComfyUI AI prompt tools. So what we need to do is copy the text prompt and press enter in the command prompt window to initiate the download of the Llama 3 model. This is only required the first time you don't have these files. Next time, you'll only need to boot up Ollama and run the Llama 3 fine-tuned version by typing the same command prompt. It will work. Once you've downloaded it the first time, you don't need to open a second window. Next time you run this, booting up Ollama Serve in the backend will be sufficient when connecting with ComfyUI. Wait for the download to complete, and we'll continue with the next step. Once it's done, you'll see all goes completed, download everything is going fine, and it will start letting you ask questions for prompting that indicates success. As you can see, you can ask a simple question to test if this large language model is working or not. For example, you could ask, "What is life?" and see if it responds appropriately. Okay, it's working, and we can close this command prompt window and bring back our other prompts here. We can see there's one request that we just did previously in the API chat, and now we can go and play with our ComfyUI here. This is the previous workflow that I did, and we can see there's something new in the if image prompt section. After the update, you'll notice different personas for your chat AI to respond in different manners, and so on. For what we're going to use, it's the if prompter IMG, which is specialized in prompting. Essentially, it's structuring the large language model to predefine how the AI will respond. I won't go too deeply into the large language model sections in these videos. Just go here and you'll see this is the previous one that we had, Lava. And what we're going to do is refresh this window and see if we have something else. Yes, there we go. We got the selected models. So this should be using the Impact Frames Llama 3 IFA fine-tuned model and using the ifprom IMG, and the port number may be different sometimes because the first time I downloaded this, it was using Lava. So this will be, call it Lava. You can test for other times, but it will auto-generate it for you, so don't worry about that. And the temperature, you can set it for that. There's also a randomized negative prompt for this one, and basically, you can select what kind of negative prompt you want to use by default, like bad chill, bad dream scenes. You can do something like that, or just a simple prompt like landscape. If you're generating landscapes, you should use a landscape negative prompt to specify more details about that. Yes, so that is basically some updates of the Impact Frames AI tools. So let's generate one time. Once again, we have to make sure we have connected the right ollama. And right here, scroll to the beginning of Llama Serve. As you can see, we have a text generated here from the system called listening on your local IP and the port number. So copy this one and go to your custom nodes here. The if image to prom custom node, you need to paste that IP address and port number into here. Then you will have to select ollama. And once you select Ollama, it will show you the existing downloaded large language models in your local instance. So again, select the Llama 3 fine-tuned model, and we are going to select the profile for if prom maker IMG, or you can use if prompter maker as well. Both are fine, but I like to choose the IMG one just to make something using the text prompt for the text to image prompt. This is something different. It will not be getting the image input like this one. We have the image input for this one because there's an image for the AI, the large language model, to go through the clip vision and understand what is in the image itself. Then it will generate the prompt based on the image. So we need to use that one in the second step. Again, copy the IP address and the port number. This one is the basic one that uses text to image. This is going to be a fantasy art prompt. You can update all these fields because those things appear for the previous versions of this custom node. So you have to select again for the updated fields in all these values. For the fashions, you have many other styles as well. Let's choose Epic. I like to see how that will turn out. And for the styles prom, you can find fantasy art. And for the negative prom, you can do something like, fantasy art as well. and set the temperature to around zero point 0.7, which is good enough. If you set it too high, the large language model will be overly creative for your response. So just set it to 0 0.7. For max token, just keep it by default in these values. Whatever you have here is good enough. For seed numbers, anything, you can just click randomize here. It will generate a randomized seed. If you want to stay consistent with the same style, then of course you need to use a fixed seed number for this one before demos. Right here, I will just click randomize. And for random temperature, if you enable this, it will be using the seed number randomized values here. I will keep this off for the first time. Try to run this, and we need to disable the other node custom node groups. So we need to focus only on this part first. Let's say we have an ancient megastructure, small lone figures in the foreground. That is the default text prompt here. Maybe we can try something different. Let's say a futuristic megastructure, and because we are doing a fantasy art prompt. So go for futuristic styles and urban cities. It is the tallest building in these cities. We are looking from the top of this building. Let's try something like that. As you can see, I'm just typing a very simple sentence structure without any stable diffusion style prompts here. So it will help us generate a text prompt like this for us to generate an image in the second step later. Let's try to click run and see what we will have. In the meantime, you can check the second command prompt window. It will be running something like this. So keep that command prompt in the back end, and also you have to remember to turn your ComfyUI on as well. So basically, you need to have two command prompts running at the same time, and also your ComfyUI web browser working in the front. After it's generated, something will be showing up here. So here we have the best quality masterpiece, epic covered art, and futuristic megastructure towering above, something like that. That will be appearing and showing in your show text prompt here. As you can see here, I got an error message, but that is okay because I have not connected any strength. We need to connect this strength to our second part, which is the sampling part for Stable Diffusion's text-to-image groups here. So it's a very basic text-to-image process. We are loading the checkpoint again. That is all explained in my previous videos about this workflow. I will not go too deep in explaining what is happening in the text-to-image process, as I assume you are already familiar with using ComfyUI. What we are going to do here is connect this text strength to the condition positive here. So that is how we are using this if prompt to prom node for creating images using just English words, and it will generate a text prompt like this for you. It is going to be very easy for you to create a good image like this, as if an AI assistant is helping you within ComfyUI, and you are able to create good images. Once you provide more information here, it will help you generate a very detailed descriptive text prompt. And yes, it will be creating some stunning images like this for your videos, storytelling content, or whatever you have. It helps you generate images like that. And lastly, we have the last group, which is the SVD, Stable Video Diffusion group. Although I don't particularly like Stable Video Diffusion, well, we have to try this. So the first thing we have is, again, I need to fix this seed number. And if you don't want to regenerate again, you can fix the seed number. So it will bring this image to the Stable Video Diffusion group. But then we have not clicked that at the second run, so it will be generated one more time again here. Yes, this looks even better with more content in the image. It is showing different buildings around it. And let's see what happens in the Stable Video Diffusion process. Hopefully, it is not only camera motion videos. Or we can try to bring this one, and if AI tools text prompt and bring it to animated if to create some motion videos in there. Okay, so the video is generated and this one looks better. It's a very reasonable movement, not just moving the camera. The building is actually moving. The clock on the top is better because sometimes it will deform the elements in the video when using SVD. And right now, as I can see, the building is staying very consistent on every image frame. It doesn't break on this small part. but then we can see that only the clouds are moving in the other direction right here. So it looks better. We can try something else actually. And here I have a morphing workflow that is coming from one OpenArtCivitai.com community post. And the guy IPV, I give credit to him, a shout out, and he has created this workflow for animations, just very simple, using a few images like this and creating moving transformation sections from one image to another image like that. Now, we can use similar things in this workflow, but of course, I have added a little bit to this workflow that is originally from this workflow, and my workflow version here is almost exactly the same. But we need the QR code to do the motion movement. We need the samplers, and I switched this to K Sampler Advanced and using a chef to resample it again, and that will be something different. But from the original one here, it is using 2K sampler in the original one that you download. So, just edit it by yourself if you want. And I won't go too far about that. If you have questions about this workflow, you can always go ask the author. Anyhow, we'll continue with the large language model AI prompt assistance. I would say this is a prompt assistance group, and we are going to copy this and bring it to here. So right here, let's say I have this group created. So from assistants, and that will be for this group to control all this work here. We will have the data flowing from our positive prompt and negative prompt, and then we will bring it to our conditions. So in the conditions, we don't need this text prompt anymore. What we are going to do is convert the text to input, just like what we did in my workflow here, that converting the text as the input again for the negative again takes as an input. And we are going to connect this one, the string number, the string values to the positive prompts. And the negative, of course, goes to the negative prompts. And that is how easy it is to integrate the AI tools custom nodes and bring them into our existing workflows that are going to use text prompts. That will be how we are going to do it. And right here again, I will keep the same text. The futuristic megastructure in here. We will be using that and creating some animations like this. But instead of a house, we will have a mega structure like this one and moving even better than in stable video diffusion. Because as people who subscribe to me know, I don't like video diffusion that much. Okay, don't get me wrong, I will use that, but not too often. So in here, let's click this and we will have 4 images generated and keep this small pixel size so the width and height are going to be small here. We will have 4 small sized images and we will bring each of them from this batch of image lists and going to each IP adapter handle it individually. So we have 4 images. Therefore, we have 4 IP adapter batch nodes here to handle each image that will be going to mask our frame numbers on here. So right here, we have a 96 batch size. So therefore, we have 96 empty latent frames. We will fill in those images in those 96 empty frames here. So what will be happening? You will see there are arrangements of each image frame that are going to be processed in this Fade Mask Advanced custom node that will be running for our animations in QR code motion control net and bring it as an animation like I previously did for the lightning here. So let's click run and you will understand what will happen. As you can see here, we have 4 different masks for 96 frames here, and each of them has a different color representing that it will be taking part by this IP adapter. And the second one is taking part of the presentation in this area of the frames and so on and so forth. So we got these 4 images that are going to be doing animations from this one to this one, and the third one and the fourth one, that will be something we are going to expect to see with smooth transitions. This is the first sampling output from this K sampler. We get this output from the first one pretty fast. I mean, faster than videos to videos animations because there is less generation. And it is very straightforward using 4 images to generate moving motions in those 96 frames. And that is the second one after the high effects detailer, the second sampler, and we have the third one, which is the upscale. I'm going to use just a very simple, basic upscaler here, and we can see there is better quality. And actually, these dimensions are really good to create like a video, like those YouTube shorts or TikTok short videos. Those formats are very good for creating this kind of motion animation videos. I see a lot of trending videos are using this kind of motion animation videos rather than using videos to videos and restyling other people's actions or any video's actions into AI styled videos. And that is the third one. As you can see, it's way better, more detail and higher definition, and everything is getting better here. And then the last one is going to be the frame VFI that will be multiplying these motions. It will be creating better status for each frame. So let's wait for this one and we will see the result. Okay, so we got all 4 results generated, and as you can see right here, we have the final one that looks like a busy city, and then all the lights turn on and off, and then, fast moving, like a time-lapse, fast-moving recording of the city's development in this video. So basically, that is generated with a list of 4 images. And right here, we are using only one sentence to generate this whole thing. And the large language model we are using is Llama 3 fine-tuned, the SD prompt fine-tuned model, and we are using the Juggernaut SD15. Actually, we can use something else to see the difference in styles rather than the Juggernaut. We can see this is how easy it is to create prompts and, make animations, create images like this one, even using this for a streamlined stable video diffusion as we talked about. Those video AI video generators that are using stable video diffusion as the backend, just try to make a beautiful, nicer user interface. And I don't think we need those anymore. Like if we can do ourselves some, a workflow that is convenient, we can run it locally and better than like this one that I'm talking about, then it is okay. We can have our own workflow like that and, running things ourselves locally without any restrictions or stuff like that. So there you go. We are having this new update of the if prompt to prompt custom nodes, and that is also working with the image to prompt nodes as well in the custom nodes package. So there are more things coming up from the author. And next one, I'm going to test the DreamTalk custom nodes, so I will see you in the next one. And by the way, check out this video that is featured in the GitHub. It's one of the videos that I did before, so it is right here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. And yeah, check it out if you have not installed that. And just go through these videos first and come to the current videos that we are doing right now to get some updates. So see you guys in the next videos. Have a nice day. Bye.